Welcome folks, one and all, to Let's Play realMyst Masterpiece Edition, released in 2014 by Cyan Incorporated. Myst is the 5,000 video Let's Play, specifically realMyst Masterpiece Edition. But what is Myst? And why did you pick Myst? Well, I picked Myst because out of all of the games on that list, it was the one that kept grabbing my attention. It was suggested, I think only once, but I've played Myst before, briefly, in the distant past, and I wasn't particularly very good at it, but the world was enthralling, and I wanted to keep exploring it, but I didn't get anywhere. Myst is one of a series of point-and-click adventure games, the first of which, Myst, was originally released by Cyan in 1993 for the Macintosh. Such was its huge success that people cited as one of the reasons people began to adopt the CD-ROM format for video games, because back then, CD-ROMs were a bit of a new thing and not everyone was entirely sure that it would take off. Myst was ported to a plethora of systems and operating systems. Just near its release, it was ported to Windows, and then later to the Philips CDI, the Jaguar CD, the PlayStation, the Saturn. Later it got ported over to the iOS, the Nintendo DS, Windows Mobile, and even later still in 2000, realMyst was made, with assistance from Cyan by Sunsoft and published by Ubisoft. realMyst used real-time 3D as opposed to the static images with quick-time movements that the original game did. It also included weather effects, even a new area entirely. And even later still, realMyst was released in 2014 using the Unity engine, a remake of the remake, so to speak. But what is Myst? We're soon going to find that out. The intro gave us very few hints, mainly that somebody attempted to destroy this book and failed, and was worried that it would fall into someone else's hands. Specifically, it's fallen into ours. But we don't know the significance of the book, or what secrets it holds, or why this person wanted to destroy it, or even who this person was that wanted to destroy it. All the answers lie in that book. realMyst, and Myst, that it was originally made from, is a game about exploration. You are thrown into a world and given very few hints. In fact, to begin with, you're given no hints as to what you're doing there, or your purpose. But you uncover them as you go along. You make notes. You find things that work, and eventually, you start piecing together what's happened, why it's happened, and what your part to play in it is. I must say though, before we go in, two things of note. Despite this being a remake of an original game, there is only one volume slider in this game, and it controls all of the audio, of all types, music, sound effect, and voice. And quite often the game likes mixing these up, so that you'll have music and sound effects, or sound effects and voice. And to add on to that, there are no subtitles in this game. None at all. The subtitles you saw in the intro video, I put in myself. Because otherwise, there are points in this game, there isn't actually a lot of dialogue in the game itself from voice actors. But what dialogue there is can be very difficult to hear. Intentionally at some points. So, I decided that we needed subtitles. So I've added some. But for now, we're stuck in this endless void with a howling wind from an unknown source. There is only one way that we can progress, and that is to start the 5,000 video Let's Play. To open the book of Myst. And you are presented with the strangest island anyone would have ever seen. And that you can click it too, the picture. Almost as if it's a portal to another world. Why would you want to click it? Why would you want to see if it is a portal to that strange world beyond? Perhaps because we're stuck in an infinite starry void. How do we even get into this infinite starry void? Who knows? That hasn't been answered. But the only answers we'll find are beyond in the book. In the world of Myst. Now there's a classic sound effect. There are two different movement options in realMyst Masterpiece Edition. The classic Myst that I will probably be using, because it's well, it is basically the movement version that you got in the original Myst, where you move around by clicking to go to a certain area and the game moves you there. There's also free roam, which allows you to move anywhere using standard game navigation keys and the mouse to look around. We're going to be sticking with classic Myst controls. By all means, if you end up playing the game yourself, try it with free roam, let me know what it's like. But I'm going to stick with classic Myst, because if I can't play the original Myst, I'll play this Myst the way you played the original Myst. Push escape for the main menu. We have a flashlight. We have save and restore. Settings, help and hints. We may end up using that a little, considering the fact that I don't remember half of what I originally remembered about this game. But everything is there for you. And without further ado, we press this button, and we are here. This is Myst, the island of Myst. And one nice feature they added in the Masterpiece Edition, if you press Shift, hold it down, it will show you the original screen from the original game. This game took 2 years to make, the original game. 2 years, and was Cyan's biggest release to that day. And now we are going to explore it in realMyst. We explore by just using the arrow keys. Let's do that. We are here. I've no idea where here is. And to our right, we see a submerged ship. Which tells me a few things. We're not getting out of here anytime soon. And we can't see any land anywhere. So, we're stuck here. I don't even think we have the book. We have escape for main menu, which you see by hovering down there. Back here are some rocks. And up here, as I remember in the original version, there's a lot more trees. There are a lot more trees in the original version of this. We also have a door here. I've got no reason to go into it, so for now I'm just going to leave it as it is. Let's move on, shall we? There is a switch. I have absolutely no idea what it does, so I'm going to leave it alone. But I am going to make a note of the fact that it's there, and the fact that we found it. Because this is the kind of game where you need to remember these sort of things. I have a piece of paper right here. So basically what I'm going to do to start with is I'm just going to explore the island and see what I can uncover. By that point, we should probably actually go backwards and see what was back there. Let's in fact go backwards and see what was there. Well, it heads down. Let us in fact head down. The sounds of the sea fade away, and are replaced by this unusual room. This room with music. Dimensional Imager. So the extrusion test is 40. The marker switch diagram is 47. And the water turbulent pool is 67. Oh! Well. So if you want to figure out what those are, that's how we'll do it. We'll get that music again later. We're going to be in that room, I think, a fair bit, as I recall that room's kind of important. But for now, we leave. And head out again. So, we've figured out a few things there. I don't know what marker switches are, or the water turbulent pool, or anything else like that. But we can keep exploring. Up here to this random cog. There's also another one of those switches. Might as well mark it down. Not going to actually flick it yet. Nope. Not going to flick it. Don't know what it does. But we'll keep moving this way, as it is the only way we can actually go. We can go that way. And look what we see here. Catherine, I've left for you a message of utmost importance in our forechamber beside the dock. Ah, the one we were just in. Enter the number of marker switches on this island into the imager to retrieve the message. Yours, Atros. So we need to find out what these marker switches are, and put the number of it into the imager to retrieve the message. Whatever the message is. Well, we suppose we should keep exploring. Here's another one of those switches. I'm starting to think that these might be the marker switches. And a door. In the door is the world's most sinister-looking dentist chair. Suppose you could sit in it. Either we're about to travel back in time, or I'm about to see something really peculiar, but nope, I don't know what that does. Did you also notice there was a switch there? Oh, it turns the lights off. Well, we've got no purpose here. Does the door shut behind us? Yes, it does. What a handy door. So what have we got here? That room, I know, is very, very important. So we're not going in there yet. Instead, we'll go this way. To a rocket ship. Because apparently, rocket ships. We need to keep exploring anyway. See what else we can find and uncover. So here is a rocket. It doesn't open. It does not open at all. But there is another switch. Make a note of that. And we'll keep exploring. This seems to be connected up to some sort of wire. So I imagine there's a way to power this. And because I'm curious, there's a ladder here. Can we go up to that? We can. I don't know exactly why we'd want to. I really don't want to touch that. It's probably going to get me killed. It might have power, who knows? So we have a bunch of switches here. I've no idea what they do. They have symbols on them. And there is a small model of a ship. Probably the ship by the dock. That indeed is sunk. There's a bunch of symbols. We don't know what they do. Oh, there's another one of those switches. That makes 5. And I see one in the distance there. That makes 6. So we have 6 so far. 6 symbols. And we can enter into here. I have no idea what's in here. We're about to find out. Darkness. Well, actually, well illuminated. Ooh. Right. I have no idea how this works. As I doubt anyone would if they were coming here. It's just 10 switches and no idea. Ooh. Hello. Power and power to the ship. Generator switches 1 to 10. Okay. At least this person was handy enough to leave some instructions. But I have no reason to power the ship. So let's just keep going. No reason to power the ship at all. Well, there's another one of those switches. So that makes 7. And a room here. Door opens. And... did you... oh! There is a safe with a number combination, and I have no idea what that is. I could guess, I suppose. It would only take me 999 guesses. Or 1,000 if you count 0. Presuming 0 doesn't open it. Also, here is this. Not gonna touch this either. Gotta be honest, do not feel like touching it. And last but by no means least, I think, here is this place. With another one of those switches in the background. So I think I actually know what I need to get that message. If in fact the switches that we were seeing there are the marker switches. I mean, alternatively, they could not be the marker switches. The marker switches could in fact be these things up here. Could be up here. And I believe there are also 8 of them anyway. Yeah, there are 8 of them. So there are 8 of both types of switches. Well, let's put a theory to the test, shall we? Let's put a theory to the test. By going back to the docks, going back to that place, and, seeing what happens. You never know. It might actually be what we want it to be. It might actually give us answers to questions. Also, we should probably save. I'm not quite sure how. Ah! That's how you save. That's quite an ingenious system. You just drag it along onto a piece of paper. I like that. So, let's head back in here with the music. The quite awesome music. And let's see what we can do. It was already set to, 67, as I saw there, which was water turbulent pool? Let's see what happens when we push the button. Well, it made a pool. Now, it said the number of markers. I don't know if either of those are the markers, but we might as well give it a go. Let's try 8, shall we? Here we go. Fingers crossed, people. Will I solve my first puzzle? Well, there's only one way to find out. This seems to be a thing that sorts out all the stuff concerning that panel. And 67 made a pool. Will this make something itself? Let's find out.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine is one of our sons. I suspect Agamemnon, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. Oh, I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return, but if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, and erase this message after you've viewed it, just to be safe.
I'm very glad you didn't erase that message, Catherine. For now I have been given a few answers. Just a couple. I've been told there by, I believe, Atros, I presume that was Atros, that the books in my library have been destroyed, most of them, and those that are left have been put in safekeeping, and that he suspects that it may be one of his sons? He has sons? Well, we're probably about to find out who they are eventually, and where they are, and what he means by the books. The books that make him, allow him to transport himself to other worlds, perhaps? I mean, we did come here in a book. It's possible. He said, remember the tower rotation. That's what he said, remember the tower rotation. We're gonna have to figure out what he meant by that. But for now, I'm Kikoskia, and that was the first video of realMyst Masterpiece Edition. We may have a few hints. Not many, though. Not many. But one or two. So I'll catch you then, folks. And I'll see you then. Later. What adventure lies beyond? We shall see.